Hello to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, you can test technology before you get started, but the minute you get started, technology decides to go on vacation. So we're back.
Well, let's start rolling with this. So everybody, I don't know, like, yet sometimes like with this stuff, there might not be people watching, but hey, you know what? We're going to go with this and we're going to definitely use it at a later date. So everybody, want to welcome my guest, Warren Chalklen, who is an online instructor like myself. And as I said earlier, that I teach on Udemy and I also run onlinecoursecoupons.com. And you'll be probably watching this on the Facebook page. So you can watch the rebroadcast and it will go ahead and start talking. So welcome, Warren.
Thank you so much, Dennis. And to other students and instructors, I think you've been where Dennis and I were a few moments ago. Hello to everyone. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great. So we're going to be talking about Salesforce tonight, and I'm going to, even though I'm kind of familiar with it, I'm going to be asking Warren some questions about it, and we're going to be talking about some of the courses on Udemy that he's done and why you should consider taking those courses, because there's a lot of opportunity out there with Salesforce. So my first question tonight is, what is Salesforce?
That's a great question, Dennis. In fact, that's the question I asked myself when I was thinking about my career. I heard about this thing called Salesforce. What is it? What does it do? And it started off as something called a customer relationship management tool, which means that it was a database of customers that you could basically track information about them. And it has become something far more than that. It's become an application platform. It's become a place where people are creating all kinds of systems and databases and all kinds of things. So in a nutshell, it helps you track your customers, but it helps you do a whole lot more, which is to analyze the data of your customers and actually know what their needs and wants are so you can support their needs and actually eventually sell them services.
Interesting. And like I was saying, that I have had some experience with it, but I didn't still know okay, well, what the heck is this about? And so when did you first discover and start using Salesforce yourself?
Yes, so I ended up using Salesforce in the job that I currently work in, which is a large education nonprofit with over 100 staff members across the United States. My job was to figure out how we go about tracking the customers that we work with on a daily basis. And initially, we started off with a Google Doc, and eventually we realized we had to get very systematic about how we did things. Salesforce came around, and once I dived into it, Dennis, it was just, it's like going down a waterfall. I ended up learning a lot about it, and it has ended up being such a powerful tool, and we've been able to do really great things with it. So it's been really exciting.
So earlier, before when we were having the technical issues, I had mentioned that I had been to San Francisco a couple of times for a conference that Udemy has called Udemy Live. And before we go to Udemy's headquarters, we stop at this little pub. I believe it's an Irish pub. And it's right across from all of this construction where the high-speed train in California will come into downtown San Francisco. And you can't help notice that the tower there that they have, which is going to be Salesforce new headquarters. So there's got to be a reason for that. So why is this so popular?
Dennis, I created a course exploring this exact question. I mean, where do you get the money to build one of the largest towers in the United States, right?
Yeah.
So I did some research, and in fact, my brother and I, we created a course on how to get a Salesforce job, because we realized that it's the 7th most sought after job, on par with Adobe. So it's in front of things like C++, after Microsoft Office, Salesforce is becoming one of those high demand skills. And so for myself, who kind of came out of college, was looking for a job, sort of working in the tech space, Salesforce.
Hey, Warren, you're dropping out a little bit.
$100,000 a year. Can you hear me now, Dennis?
Yeah, you're good now, but so you might have to repeat a little bit of what you were just saying there, because
yes,
I think that the connectivity dropped a little bit.
No problem at all. What I said was I wanted to find out where Salesforce was getting all their money from. Why is this so in demand? And what we did was we created a course called How to Get Your Dream Salesforce Job. And this course, the research we did for this course revealed so many powerful things about Salesforce. There are people, administrators who are making $70,000 a year, developers who are making $100,000 a year. And this is according to Bernie, quite a reputable source of information. Indeed, which is like one of the biggest job search engines, ranks Salesforce like in the top 10 of most sought after jobs. So there's no wonder Salesforce is making so much money, because people, there's a huge demand for it, and people are really doing their best to advance their skills in it, I guess. So it's been quite fun to be in that space, and it's opened a lot of doors.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, like I said, I had used it in a business environment, but I've heard that it's also very popular with governments and stuff like that, because it seems like it's fairly easy to set things up the way that you want them to be in order to gather the data that you're looking to gather, and then also display, like a typical database. Is it like Microsoft Access at all, or totally different?
The things it has in common. So people often think Salesforce is this like monster. Salesforce actually has three simple functionalities, I would say. The first one is the database, and that's what I would say you put your first name, your last name. You can put information into the system. The second thing is the reports. So those are things you can actually extract information about. Now, this can be extremely important if you want to know how many sales you've made. Not only how many sales you've made, but who those customers are and what is it about those customers. And then the third part is the dashboard. So you can actually present that information in graphs and charts and bar graphs and the like, and use that information strategically. And that's what I've tried to do in my courses, is not only teach you how to create a report, but how to use actually that information strategically to figure out what it is that's making you successful, so you can do better in your organization.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's been really fun, I tell you.
Yeah, and I think I remember the chat function, the availability of that within Salesforce. So you had mentioned that somebody could expect typically to make between $70,000 and $100,000 if they had like certification in Salesforce. Is that correct?
That's what Burning Glass, which is a huge research institution that sort of tracks the career trajectories using certain qualifications. That's what they put out. I looked, and in my research, we looked through a lot of job postings. We went on places like Fiverr and got people to look at job postings in developers and administrators, because there's two main roles, developers and administrators. And that was more or less on the money. That was the average that we found, which was really attractive. Now, the caveats I have to say is that those jobs obviously had certifications, so you can actually get certified. I actually have a course on how to get certified as an administrator in Salesforce. And so as you get certified, sort of your chances of earning that kind of money increases. But it's quite exciting that it's at such a high level. I mean, $70,000 is, I wouldn't say no. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah. And you mentioned Indeed.com. That's a great website for somebody who's out there listening, because you can go in and you can put Salesforce and you can put where you're located at and see if there's anybody in your local area that is looking for either a Salesforce administrator or a developer or something like that. I had mentioned that I live here in Idaho. I have a friend who started a business. He just recently changed the name of his business, so I can't recall like what the new name is, but it's in Meridian, Idaho, and he's the CEO. He started this company, and he does work for governments and all of that. But what I want to know is this somebody that somebody could do as a freelancer?
Yes. I mean, I'll put it to you like this, just to talk about Indeed for a second, Dennis. One of the things we did in our course was also understand what people are actually asking in the job interview. So we went and we interviewed people. I myself was interviewed for a Salesforce job, so I sat down with those that interviewed me and sort of asked them the questions they asked, and also the expected answers. And so what we did then was look at the Indeed job postings and sort of figure out that these are actually aligned. What we then did was check whether there were actually people out there, and on Fiverr, we found a lot of people who are offering gigs in Salesforce. So these range from creating apps in Salesforce. I know that some people want to create chat functions in Salesforce. They want to customize it for specific reasons. There are people on Fiverr who can do that for really, really cheap. And then on the other side, the administrative side, in my own experience, I had a situation where I had reams and reams of data, and I needed someone with expertise to actually put it into Salesforce so that I could use it in a short space of time. And I found someone for $25 who put in over 25,000 records into the system. And I was just like, you can't get more value for money than that. So yeah, it's definitely a freelance market as well.
Interesting. So, so you've already talked a little bit about your courses, and I know that, I've already helped with, because we do on onlinecoursecoupons.com, if this is the first time watching, is that we offer coupons for courses on Udemy. So a lot of times Udemy might have something on sale, but they don't always have the lowest price. So usually an instructor will offer a coupon for, $10, $12, $15 or something like that. So I just wanted to let people know that courses like our instructors like Warren, they typically put their courses on onlinecoursecoupons.com. But what I want to know is, like, how did you decide, like, what kind of courses you wanted to teach on Salesforce? Because I went to Udemy today, and there's over 70 courses offered right now.
Yes, that's a great question, Dennis. And one of the things that I was thinking about was, what is it that there's the skill piece, but then there's also those that they're getting the skills often because they want to either improve their current career prospects or start a career altogether, start a new career. So given that I was already in the field, and some of my courses are how to run reports, how to build dashboards and list views, like the skill piece, I thought about my experience getting a Salesforce career and going through that interview process. And I thought, why don't I just make a course about that? Why don't I just talk through the research that I did, the questions I was asked, and put that together? I actually worked with my brother on that course, Russell, who is also really interested in Salesforce. And he was instrumental in getting the research together and putting it together. So we try to differentiate ourselves a little bit. And so, yeah, that was just an interesting way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I saw that your brother was teaching with you. That's kind of nice, like, to get another family member involved. And did you just release a new course recently?
Yes. In fact, my course is in the review process in Udemy. It's called Salesforce Classic Masterclass. It's pretty much the gem of the Salesforce courses that I've put together. I'm really excited for this one. It's about 6 hours of all the best content that I've produced. I have over 20 courses on Salesforce. On Udemy, and on my website, onlineskillacademy.com. But this course was pretty much a culmination of content that I could produce, but also after spending so much time on Salesforce, I've really got a good sense of what people need in their workplace. So I try to really pack this course with a lot of value. And but it should be ready by the end of this week. So I'm looking forward to sharing the coupon on onlinecoursecoupon.com. So anyone who's listening to this video, please take a look at onlinecoursecoupon.com and we'll see it there.
Yeah, and we'll also get it like on online or facebook.com/onlinecoursecoupons.com, where you can find us on Facebook. There's over 1,700 who are following us on Facebook, and hey, give us a like, and then that way you'll always see like when I do these broadcasts with other instructors in the future, and also like the latest coupons and stuff like that. But at the bottom on Facebook, we'll put links as we get them to your courses. You can give them to me, and then I'll post them on there for people who are listening to this. Yeah. And also, we're going to upload this to YouTube too, so we'll do that over there so people can see what you're offering. But one of the things that I like that I was updating onlinecoursecoupons.com, and I'm also going to put a link to this page because not only Warren's courses, but I had mentioned that there's over 70 courses on Udemy. So I have a list on onlinecoursecoupons.com because I knew that Salesforce is popular. And there's 10 different courses, including a couple of Warren's that I thought that stood out. One of them is how to get your dream Salesforce admin and developer job. So I bet you that would be a great course for anyone to start with. And this page, you can go to the page and it'll tell you what the full price is for the course. But when you click on it, it'll take you over to Udemy and whatever the current promotional price is on Udemy. You can click on that. And then also any coupons that I get from Warren, like I said, we'll post those so that you can get those. And then the other one was Master Salesforce Classic Reports, Dashboards, and List Views, which I saw a couple for. But what is your most popular course?
Well, Dennis, at this stage, the Salesforce, How to Get Your Dream Salesforce Job, and the Master Salesforce Classic List Views, Dashboards, and Reports are neck and neck. every day I wake up and I'm like, which one is going to win? The dashboard, the List View, Dashboard, and Reports, it's because that one has a different group of students. The students in that course are mostly people who are already using Salesforce, who have just started their Salesforce career and are trying to get the basics of reporting, list views, building out dashboards. So I spend a lot of time with them, walking them through that process. And that's one of the things I like to do with scenarios that I experience in my daily work. And then show people how to transform those scenarios into running reporting. But with the job one, people who reached out to me and said, hey, Salesforce job, do you have some tips? And I send them a link to my course. So
yeah.
Those are for people who are still getting started. So I love those students because they're really interested to learn. It's a great course.
So I would imagine that first course that we were talking about, that would be like if somebody were asking what kind of courses should I take, that would be a good one. Are there any others that you would recommend?
Yes, absolutely. So those two are my top ones. But the one that's coming out, the Master Salesforce Classic Masterclass, for me, I think I'm most excited about this course. It's going to be something that I really believe will impact students. And the reason why I believe this is because I spend a lot of time working with students to build this course. So I got people together. We sat down and really spoke about their needs. They gave me a lot of feedback on the course. I've been working with it, which is why it's taken a bit of time. But ultimately, I think it's going to be something that is going to be the best horse in the stable, hopefully. So we shall see, Dennis. I will have that up by the end of this week. That's my goal. Come on, Udemy.
That would be awesome. I hope that you're able to get that approved. I know that sometimes they can be quick, and sometimes it can take a couple of days to get those courses approved, but we'll let people know about it. Like I was saying just a few moments ago, we'll post it on facebook.com/online course coupons. And then of course on onlinecoursecoupons.com. And then below, or actually below this broadcast, because I'll pin it to the top of Online Course Coupons on Facebook so people can see this until I do the next one or change it up. But that was some great information. But let's see how we're doing here on time. We started a little bit late, so we have a few more minutes. Let's go over maybe some, I know what I wanted to ask is what kind of companies might you see hiring people for these types of positions?
That's a great question. When we looked at not only the people who were looking for jobs, but also the people who were offering jobs, they fell into sort of two broad categories. One was for-profit and the other one was non-profit. The non-profit market is exploding with Salesforce. It started a bit later than its for-profit cousin. So anyone who is working in education, in government, these kind of spheres the Salesforce market is absolutely exploding, and Salesforce is actually beginning to develop non-profit packages. The for-profit world, whether it's a small business or a large corporation, Salesforce is becoming an integral part of the way they work. I've looked at companies as big as Chase Bank, as big as colleges, universities, private institutions. They're all using Salesforce to basically do the same thing, because it gives you so much rich data about your customers, about the organizations that they have. It helps you track your accounts and do all of those technical things that people used to do by hand and then used Google Docs, and now have a better system. So we shall see where it lands up. I'm really excited to see where Salesforce eventually takes us in this realm.
Yeah, it seems like they have a lot of potential. And I think that they have, I saw on Facebook, something called Dreamforce.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that a conference they have?
Yes, Dreamforce is a conference together people to launch all those interested in Salesforce, their products, the new innovations, the new updates for Salesforce. Mm-hmm. It's also probably going to be when the building is finally complete, if it's not complete already, the Dreamforce conference is probably going to show huge pictures of that building. I hope to be there, one for the Udemy conference in San Francisco, and two, to see that building up close. I haven't had a chance to just yet. I'm still on the East Cost.
Yeah, we're breaking up just a little bit, but I think that we've got the last part of that, and it's definitely, it's an amazing building, and it's tall. I think might be the tallest building now on the West Coast, I believe. So it definitely, where I'm at here near Boise, it would look out of place. It's so let's go ahead and wrap this up.
From in South Africa, it would look even more out of place.
Where at?
I said where I'm from in South Africa, it would be even more out of place.
It would freak people out, what the heck? Yeah. Oh, boy. So what about any last minute advice for somebody who's looking for a career in Salesforce, or looking to get certified, or just maybe even get a little flavor of what it's about? I think that you have a free course that might start people off, right?
Yes. So if you're interested in Salesforce and you're interested in working with someone who is passionate about, one, Salesforce, and two, learning with people, I'm definitely on that journey with you. I launched a free course, which is the basic certification course. So in that course, you will get just basic information that will help you get certified as an administrator. I also, as if you are interested in getting a job in Salesforce, aside from recommending you take my course, because as an instructor, I'm like really passionate about it. However, if you're thinking about making a career change, whether you take my course or not, I highly recommend Salesforce as a very viable, exciting space. That building on the West Coast, who knows where they're going to go next? It's an international organization and the skills transfer all over the world. So if you're looking for a bit of adventure, I think Salesforce might be the next ticket. So that would be my big piece of advice. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank you, Dennis, for having me on your show and for your patience and with all the technology and everything. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I was going to say, as a Udemy instructor myself, that when you take a course from somebody like Warren, they're there for your best interest. So as instructors, we are there to help guide you through the course and answer questions and answer those questions for you, give you advice, or and sometimes some instructors, might pull you off to the side and offer some Skype time or something like that. Not all the instructors do that, but some of them do. And then with onlinecoursecoupons.com, of course, that's the website that I run. And that's where you'll find coupons for courses from instructors like myself and Warren at the best possible deal. So check that out if you're watching this broadcast, and always have the latest coupons on the homepage. And then there's a page there for $10 coupons too. So Warren, website or ways that people can contact you, and then we'll put the coupons below after we're done, and if you're watching this later.
Yes, thank you so much, Dennis. So connect with me on my website, onlineskillacademy.com, onlineskillacademy.com. I have a range of other courses on there that I'm really passionate about producing, and I'd love to share with you, so give it a go. You can also take a look at my YouTube channel. I'm going to make sure that the coupons to the show are going to be $10 coupons. Are going to be given to Dennis, so you can put them in the description. I hope to see you in some of my courses, and if you've watched this video and you take one of the courses, please let me know. I'd love to connect with you. We can schedule a Skype to go through your learning process and make sure you get the best learning possible.
That's awesome. And so I guess what I would like to wrap this up with saying that if you're someone out there watching this and you would like to see me bring on another online instructor on Udemy and talk to them about their topic and stuff like that and the courses that they offer, just let me know. You can contact me through the Facebook page, facebook.com/online course coupons. And if you're an instructor out there watching and you want me to bring you on, just like I've done here with Warren, and talk to you about your topic so that we can share that out there with students who would be interested in learning, because I highly believe in online learning. I'm an instructor, but I take a lot of these courses that are taught by other instructors because I run other businesses and I need to learn stuff. And who knows, one of these days, if that doesn't work out, I might be a Salesforce developer. So it's never know. So, all right, everybody, I would like to thank my guest, Warren Chalklen, and I'm Dennis Smith, and you've got all of those things there on the screen there because I can't click on all of them at the same time. Finally, we got BeLive TV to work out for us. So thanks again for hanging in there and watching, because here on Facebook, it's going to show probably the beginning. So I have to put a note somewhere to let people know where to start. But on YouTube, I'll edit out the problem that we had, the technical issue. So good night, everybody. And thanks again, Warren. Have a great evening.
And you. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.